Welcome all. The JDBC template, these are the topics we are going to cover in our next upcoming sessions. So first of all, let's talk about additional methods in like jQuery for XXX. Okay, let's talk about this thing. Okay. So this is Eclipse project. And this is my project name, JDBC template final. Here I have the different structure like container entity uh, for the if you can open, you can see the GPO classes for persistence, for the DAO classes, service for the business service class, and util for common the common classes. And the config I have the properties. Okay. So this is the structure of our project, and this is the Spring JDBC project. Okay. Let me go to DAO. Let's try with this additional query for XXX methods. Okay. So let me maximize it. Let me go to the last. If you go to top, I have the object known as JDBC template. Okay, I have auto-validate. So at the bottom, so let me create a method with a name public. So I will say void. Excuse me, I need to return. Let's say that I need to use JDBC template dot query first, right? So if it is a query, it's nothing but returning record. So let's say that for now I will say void, and I will give the method name as I will say sample method. So this is my sample method, and it is returning void. It's returning nothing. So using this JDBC template, I can call the query. You can see query, go to bottom, you can see, let me search query for. When you say query for, you can see we have different methods like query for list, query for map, query for object, query for row set, for list map, row, list map set. So we have different query for XXX methods. So what is this X? This XX can be. So we are talking about this thing, right? So what is this XXX can? This XXX can be list or map or set, or it can be also object. Okay, so that's what we are seeing here. When you say control space, you can see it can be list, map, object, or row set. How do I do it? I will go with one example. Okay, I will select query for object. So where is query for object? Okay, query for object. Let me select this XXX method. So in this query for object, we have many overloaded methods. So I will first of all I will select this one. SQL comma class of T required type. Okay, the T is the written type. So whatever class you mentioned there, so that thing will be written as a parameter. So let me select this. So SQL comma required type. So let's say that my SQL is so let's say that this is my query. Select start from EMP where key name is equal to question mark. So now my SQL is ready. What about my required type? So required type is nothing but whatever is going to return. So that thing you need to mention. So this thing is going to return what? It is going to return list, right? So we'll say list dot class. Okay. I'll save this. So let me say that. Let me return this. So I'll change this to list. Okay, this is equal to list. I'll say, let me give some name here. So let's say that the sample is going to get So I'll pass the same thing here. Okay. Instead of demo class, I will do one thing. Instead of writing it here, uh, I will directly write inside the container class. Okay. I don't want to use this resource class and DLS and all this stuff. So this is my app class. Let me comment on this. And I'm commenting all the stuff. I don't put all this things. So let's say that we have this container. So we got the container object. So what I will do is using the container object, I will say get bean of, sorry, I will say get bean of class. So what is here I will directly I will use JDBC template. So I'm not using this ME4 architecture to structure. So I'm directly using the DO class inside the container. Just for now. Okay. So once I do this, let me import this JDBC template. I will say control. I will just assign to this local variable JDBC template. So I got the JDBC template, right? So using this JDBC template, so I can call query for object, right? So this is my query for object. So I'm selecting the first one, SQL comma class. So SQL, what is my SQL? This is my SQL. This is my SQL. Let's say that this is what. Let's say that this is a query I need to execute. So my SQL is ready. What is my class? So it's going to retrieve what? List. Okay, I will say list. List dot class. Okay, I will say list dot class and let me assign to the new local variable. I will be getting empty list, right? Okay, I will say empty list. I'll use empty list dot for each, and then I will be getting something here. Let's say that this is the object. So okay, for now I'm not going to print anything. So let me first of all let me try this. Let me run it as Java application and see what's going to happen. So it's going to retrieve the list of records, right? Okay. So let me go down. Incorrect column count expected 1, but actually is 3. Okay, but actually is 3. The thing is, incorrect results at column count exception. So with this, we got to know that this query for object is going to retrieve only one record and one row. That's nothing but um, we can use the query for object to retrieve to get the maximum value or to get the minimum value or to get the average value. So all the single digit values, single number values. single column and single row values. So for that operations we can make use of this thing. So let's say that I want to know the number of records. So here can be count number of records. So to find the number of records, to find the count for the number of records. So all the single column, single row values you can retrieve by using the query for object method. So here it's going to select count of star from empty. So it's going to retrieve me the count, which is a single digit. It's a single value. So we don't have multiple columns, and we just have only one row. We just have one column and one row. Okay. So this is SQL, and what we'll be getting? We'll be getting count, right? Count in the form of integer. So I will say integer dot class. Let me write this integer class. So integer dot class. Let's assign to the row new local variable. I'll be getting number of records, right? Okay, I will use this out and say number of records. Okay, let me check this. Okay, it has total of 5 records. You can check it. You can then select star from EFT. You can see it has 5. Or you can also run it directly here. So you can see we got the count of star is equal to 5. So similarly, let's say that I want to find the count of salary. So let me try this. It's going to, it should retrieve sum of the salaries, right? Okay, how many salaries we have? Okay, I will say max of salary, maximum of the salary. So what it should retrieve? It should retrieve what is the maximum value of it. 9,000 is the maximum value. So it should retrieve this required. Okay, let me run this. What happened? Let's say that it's going to retrieve me double. So it's a double dot class. So let's say that it is going to retrieve me maximum salary. Okay, let me run it as Java application. So you can see we got the maximum value. Okay. Let's say that I want the minimum value. So minimum value is minimum value is 1,000. You can see this table. So 1,000 is the minimum value. We have 2 records. Okay. So that way, to retrieve the single record, single column, and single row values, we can make use of the query for object. Similarly, we have few other things like query for list, query for map, and all those stuff. So which we will be not using much. Okay. So I'm going to not talk about that. So that's about the additional methods like query for XXX. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. We will discuss the additional query methods. Okay. So we are done with this thing. Next is a batch update. So batch update. Why do we need a batch update? If at all, we need to execute the things like insertion of record, updation of record, or deletion of record. So let's say that we want to do, if we have, let's say that we have a multiple queries and we want to execute all of them in a single one shot. We want to execute all those queries at a time. So then we need to go for the batch update. So the main advantage of the batch update is it's going to increase the performance. So when you run individually, um, each and every statement like insertion of record, deletion of record, or updation of record, it's going to take, it's going to have a lot of impact on the performance. So when you, instead of running them separately, if you can run in the form of a batch, so it's going to increase a lot of the performance. Okay. Okay. So let's see how we can do that. So this is my the container class. Okay. Let me delete all this stuff. So let's say that I got container object, and let's say that I have three um, three queries. So what are those three queries? So if I have the three queries, then I will use arrays. I will say string of SQL array, new of string. So let's say that I have three queries. So I will say SQL of the first one, array start from 0 to right. I will say insert into EMP, and these are the values. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll say 6 comma the name. And what is the name? Let's say that I'll say Arun, and the value I will, so let's say that is the value. Similarly, let's say that I have the other query, that is SQL of 1. I will assign it to the SQL of 1, insert into record 7. Champion. Let's say that these are the queries, three statements, insert statement. I need to execute in a single shot, not individual, in a single shot. So what I will do is, first of all, I'll use JDBC template dot. I'll say batch control space. JDBC template. Okay. First of all, using the container object, I need to get the bean right. Get bean of JDBC template dot class. Once I get this thing, I'll assign this to the local variable called as JDBC template. So using this JDBC template, I will call the batch update. So you can see we have different overloaded methods. You can use var args, okay, variable arguments of string of SQL, or you can use batch SQL comma batch prepared statement, or you can use all this stuff. So whichever you want, you can use the method. So for now, I will make use of the var args string of SQL. So this is my SQL, right? This is my semicolon. Okay. So SQL is the array of SQL. Okay, we'll do one thing. I'll add it here so that it's very easy to understand. Okay, so I'll pass the SQL here. So SQL is the variable argument. So SQL is the array. It has the three as an index. So it's going to take 3 values. So let me check this. Let me run it as Java application and see whether how it's going to run. What happened? It's terminated. It is terminated. Okay, fine. Let me go to, let me say select star from EMP. Okay, let me check this. You can see 6, 7, 8. So these pre-recorded got added. So what is the method we have used? Batch update of string of SQL. Okay. So let me use some other overloaded methods. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So we have tried this thing, right? So everything looks good. So let me try this thing. So let's say that I have 3 different queries. First one is insert. Second one is to delete. Update. So let's say that I have 2 queries. One is to insert, other one is to update. Set main. I set that salary is equal to 4,000. Where the number is equal to 6. So that I'm setting the value to 6,000. Where the number is equal to this thing. So I'm inserting the record known as 7. Okay. The 7th record is Dhanraj, and I'm inserting it to the 7,000. So the 6th record. So here we have the 6th record is Arun, right? So he is having 1,000. So I want to update him with the 6,000. So let's say that I need to perform these 2 operations. So if you run this thing, automatically it's going to perform. Okay, it's going to insert and then it's going to update. But it's not a good practice to have 2 different methods. Running a batch operation with 2 different, if you have the batch of, if you need to execute a batch of update where SQL has a different statements. One is update, other one is delete, other one is insert. So if you have that combination, it's not a good practice to write that. You should always have we always need to update the same type of queries, same type of statements. Okay. Okay. So let me try this. Let me run it. Run it as Java application. Okay, it has executed and got terminated. So let me go to SQL and see. SQL. You can see Chandu got added, and whereas Arun, I don't know, something got some exception. Right? Let me check what is this. Insert input table, update values where SQL statement null error during batch unique constant. Okay. So here thing is we have a primary key. So that is the reason why unique constant primary key. So that's the reason why we are not able to add one more record. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? We have 8 records. So I will do one thing. The new number is primary key. Let me add with 9. So this is the A number. Right? So let me execute this. Now it should insert because 9 is not present in the table. Okay. We get some exception. Error occurred between the batching or a unique constant violation. insert into EMP fix error update. Okay, it looks like there is a problem. Okay, I have not saved, that's the reason. So let me save and let me run it again. Now let me cancel, you can see it is during SAL invalid identifier. Insert in table number where is number article character record during the batching. SAL invalid identifier. Okay, that is the value we have given. Okay, SAL is not present. It's a salary. So we have given the wrong name. Okay, that's the reason. Let me run it again. This time it should be success. But we still got a problem. Okay. Insert into AMP values. Okay, if you insert it should insert without any problem. Update SQL state is equal to 9, error code is equal to 9, error occurred during batching operation, any constant primary key violated. Okay. So what I'm saying is we can't run. We should never club multiple queries of the different types into one into a one batch. Okay. So here we have a update, we have a insert, we have a two different types. So we should not club with this thing. It's not a good practice. So we should, so let me we can still do it. We got some problem. So we should not try this. We should not try different methods. We have uh, different statement, multiple statements with different statement types. One is insert, other one is delete, other one is query, another one. We can't have different statements. It is always good to practice to have execute the batch update for the same type of query. Okay. So let's do one thing. So now we have seen, we have directly written the code inside the container. So let's follow the standards. Let's follow the with architecture and let me write the query inside the DO. Then M plus business class is going to call that. So using the container object, I am going to call the business class. Let's follow that. Okay. First of all, let me go to DAO. Okay, I have DAO. So let me write the method name as public void of bulk update. So this is the method. So this is the method. First of all, let me go to AMP container. Here it's going to call the method, right? First of all, I need to set the values. So I will use array list. Okay. So we will be getting the object known as array list. So using this empty list, I'll be adding the Okay, let's say that in the app class, um, I have a array list of string. So the array list of string, I'm adding these different strings. I'm adding the index comma string of element. So index is 0 and 1, 2. So in the index of 0, what I'm adding is insert into table where I'm adding this record. In the 1, index 1, I'm adding this record. Index 2, I'm adding this record. Okay. So I have added the record. And let's say that this is the record what I have added. Let me go to employee hero class, and this is the bulk data, right? So this thing is going to receive the list of string, right? So what I will do is, I have the JDBC object, right? I will be calling. So you can see batch update. I'll be calling the second one, SQL comma batch prepared statement setter PSS. So the SQL, what is my SQL? SQL is, so let's say that this is my SQL. Select star from EMP where enum, sorry, what is my SQL? Okay. For batch updates using the MVC2 architecture, what I've done is, first of all, before writing, so this is a bulk update, so it's going to access list of, let's say that it's employee DTO. So we need to pass the values from the front end, but here we don't have the front end. So what I will do is I will directly pass the values from the application context. I will say from the app dot, from the main class. Okay. So what I will do is, so I have created the object for the new array list of employee DTO. Okay, employee DTO. So I'll be getting array list of this thing. Okay, good. Array list I have saved inside the temp. First of all, so what I need to do is I need to add. So add of what index comma employee DTO element. But here, um, here, so this is the. So first of all, so here what we need to pass? We need to pass employee DTO object. So I will do one thing. I will say new of employee DTO object. Okay, I got the employee DTO object. So I need to pass this employee object directly here. But in the employee DTO object, I don't have a constructor which can hold three values. So what I will do is I will go to employee DTO. This is the important point. So I'm going to the employee DTO. What I will do is at the top, I will say I will go to source and they generate constructor using fields. I will select all, generate. Okay. So I have the constructor, now have the constructor using all the fields, name, this, all this stuff. So I am going to use this constructor, the constructor with all the fields, and I am going to pass the values from here. So using this object, what I will say is, sorry, okay, employee DTO, I will pass, I need to set all the values, right? Okay. What are the values? You can pass, you can go to employee DTO, you can see, this is the method. So what I will do is, say employee DTO. So what are the values it can take? It can take name, number and name, e number, name and salary, right? So I'll pass these three values. E number, what is my e number? E number is 1. Let's say that it is 10. And the name is, let's say this is my name. And salary is 10,000. Okay, I should be string. Okay, index is 0. And the place of cursor. why I'm getting error is because if you go to employee DTO, it's the third one, it says after double. So I will say 10,000D. Okay, and save it. Let me remove this thing. Okay, and let me place employee DTO. Place my cursor. Interesting double. Okay. What I will do is I will say new of this one. Int string and double. I am getting the problem. Okay. Constructor employee DTO with constructor employee DTO. I already have the employee DTO. Okay. Now this employee DTO and in the first index I am saving the employee DTO object. So this is the first object. Okay. So let me add the other object. So let's say that this is PBB and this is 2000, this is 3000 and this is 20, this is 30. This is index 1 and this is index 2. So I have added the values to the array list. So employee list have all these values. Okay. So let's say that we have passed this, have entered this information to front end. Okay. So let's say I have entered multiple data. So employee data. So employee data will need to accept this. So how it will accept it? Accept in the form of list of employee ETO. So it should list. We should accept the value known as empty list. Okay. So now what we are using batch update SQL comma batch repeat statement etc. Okay. So what is the query? So the query is insert into EMP values. So what are the three values? We have three values, right? Okay. So these are the three values. So here we have batch repeat statement etc. This is batch repeat statement etc. Okay. I will say new of control space. Statement anonymous in a class. So you're right. So in this batch repair statement, let's copy this, paste it. So you can see the batch repair statement. The batch repair statement is not a functional interface. Okay, it has two methods. One is set of values, other one is get batch size. So first one is going to set, next one is going to find the batch size. So it has the method to find the batch size also. What is the batch? The number of records what we are passing. So it's nothing but size of the EMP list. So we have two overloaded methods. So the first overloaded method, what we got? We got the prepare statement. So using this prepare statement, what I will do is, what I need to do, I need to set the first one int 0 comma. What is the first one? Int of x. How am I going to get int of x? So using, okay, first of all, let me create the empty list. So we will be getting employee list, right? So using this employee list, what I will be doing is I'll be calling the get of int of index of 0. So first index. So how it's going to automatically increment by using I. So first of all, it's going to write the first index I. Okay, first of all, it's going to be 0. Next time it's going to be 1. Next third time it's going to be 2. So that way, automatically it's going to increment. So even we have the incrementer. Okay. So get of I. So we'll be getting first record. So let me assign it to the local variable. So I will be assigning to the local variable known as employee DTO. Right. So using this employee variable, I can get the values, right. Get of e number, record the e number. Similarly, get of string. Okay. Um, we should mention I. Okay. Mention 1. This is 2, comma. Um, Next we have double. So this is my index. Okay. So next is size. Return of what? So we should return the size. So what is my size here? Size is emp list dot. You can call size because emp list is a collection. So size. So let me return this size here. So let me return this size. Okay. So I am giving the size here. So using this size, it's going to automatically increment. So first of all, it's going to be 1. It's going to be 0. So it's going to read the first record. So what is the first record? It's going to read this one. It's going to read the first index 0. Read this record. Okay. So 1 is going to get of 0. It's going to get employee list of first index. And it's going to say inside the employee DTO. Employee DTO get of, we are going to set. So using this thing, we're going to set int. Okay, set of int and all those things. Then using this prepared statement, we need to set the value. After setting, we need to get the first index, right? So first index of employee DTO comma get DTO, because in the prepared statement index starts from the 1. Okay, so we'll be getting employee names and we'll be setting all these things too. Okay, so prepare statement enter is going to call and it's going to call this SQL and run it. The second time, what it is, int will be 2. Second record, it's going to be int will be 2 because it's going to check the size. If it is, it's going to run for this number of times. It's going to run for the size will be equal to the number of runs, number of the times it needs to run. Okay, so if it has size is 2, it needs to run for the 2 times. If it is 3, it needs to be run for 3 times. Okay, so here our batch size is 3 because we are passing the app.java, we are passing 3 values, right? So batch size will be automatically 3. So it's going to run for the 3 times. First of all, index will be 0. So get of it's going to first index and it's going to say inside this object. Inside the object, we'll be getting the values and we'll be setting it to the object. So it's going to run this query. Second time, the int will be 2 and it's going to get the get of 2. The second index emp list. So and it is going to save inside the DTO and we are going to set and get the values from the employee DTO. So that way it's going to run for 3 times and it's going to execute this execute statement for 3 times. Okay, let me save this. So this is the bulk update, right? Let me go to do we have another? What are this? Why we are getting it? We are getting error all over here because we don't have 0 parameters constructor. Let me go from here. Employee DTO. You can see I have commented this time, so we should uncomment it. So now I have the I have the zero parameters constructor. Now we should not have any error from the employee DAO class. Whenever we have parameterized, we should also have zero parameterized constructor. Okay, so this is my method. So let me go to business class. So business class, I need to call this method, right? So let me write one more method. I'll say public of what is the return type? List of employees, right? It's not returning anything. Let's say that I don't want to return anything. So this is business service class. I will say void. Okay. So this thing needs to accept the list of employee employee DTO. So this so what I will be doing here, I'll be calling okay, I'll say so it is a void method. Simply I will call this method employee DTO dot bulk update. So it is accepting the empty list. Okay. So let me call this call update. Let me go to app.java. Okay. So I'm passing these values. Then using the container, get bean of, I will say, the class. So I'll be creating the bean for the employee service class. So I'll be getting service object. So using this service object, I will be calling call bulk update. So I need to pass the EMP list here. So I have the EMP list. So I'm passing all these values here. I'm adding all these values and passing it. So as I'm not using any front end, so I'm adding the values and passing it. So once I pass this, so I'll be getting nothing. Okay, let me save this and let me execute. See, now it should let me check once it is executed. I need to check whether these records got inserted or not. Okay, so it is terminated. So let me go to select the query, and as you can see, the 3 records got added. Let me try to run one more time. Run it as Java application. Still running. I should get some exception because E number is primary key. Okay. So this is my SQL developer. Okay, slowly. Other users. So this is my EMP table. So and this is the column structure. You can see employee time is nullable with nullable is this thing, and what is this thing? So you can see E number is the primary key. So that's the reason why you can't add the E number multiple times. Okay. So that's the thing. That's about the batch update. So this is for the 1.8. In the previous versions, um, like 1.6 and all those below 1.6, um, so in the Devo class, we should write, we should pass the values as final. Only then it used to accept. Okay. in 1.6 versions, the parameter should be final. Now with the 1.x, this need not be final. It can be anything. Okay, that's about the batch update. Thank you all.